The goal of this whole process is to basically recreate the high resolution model as closely as possible on the low one. On the left here is a model that's about 3 million triangles, and on the right, it's about 20,000. I don't know if you can see a difference on your screen, but the low polygon model actually here is more detailed than the high one. That's just because the one I brought in here is decimated from ZBrush. I'm pretty sure my Maya could not handle the full resolution model. But looking at them side by side, there should be almost no visual difference between the two when looking at it from kind of a medium distance as this is. Other than maybe seeing some polygonal edges on the silhouette. I mean, internally, you shouldn't see any weird shading artifacts or any general messiness, like all these lines, they look like they're curving the way they're supposed to. They're not wobbly. The transition points on the surfaces are clean. That's basically what you want. If you look at your model with just the normal map on, and if it doesn't look as clean as the high resolution model, then you're probably doing something wrong. We'll go over why the potential causes for these problems are. But on this model here on the right, I do have a lot of polygons here. I mean, 20,000 is a pretty generous amount. And having a lot more polygons does make it easier. But that's not to say that this couldn't have been done with fewer, with almost as good results from this viewing distance. For example, I think I could have done maybe a 5,000 triangle model, and it probably would have looked pretty comparable at this distance. There's definitely a limit to how low you can go before certain compromises are unavoidable, and you need to start doing different things to make sure your norm maps rendered cleanly. But as a general rule, I do think you should strive for a result that's this clean, and that's a big part of what we'll be going over. Low polygon modeling is something of a lost art these days. I think there are a lot of artists who kind of just learn the high resolution part and then will gloss over the rest of it, and I think that's a big mistake because the end result, what you see in the game, is a low polygon model, and it's really important to get that part as good as it can be in order to do any justice to the hard work that you put in on the high-res sculpt. There's a lot of misinformation about low polygon modeling out there, and also a lot of different philosophies on how to approach doing it. I'm going to talk about a few things about the way I like to do it. Depending on your client or the person who's going to end up rigging your model, you might be asked to do different things from what I'm going to recommend, and that's fine. Everyone has a slightly different opinion on how to do these kinds of things. But here are some of the guidelines that I like to keep in mind for my own work.